Hi, I'm Tania and this is my channel Just Let Me Sew. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I am going to share with you a few different things. I had thought about doing just a video on my recent makes, but I think I'm actually going to share with you some other bits and bobs that I've been buying and things that I'm making at the moment. So I hope you're well. Hope you've had a good week. I hope you've had some sewing time as well. It's been quite a busy week here. It's half term in the UK, so kids get a week off school, so a bit of juggling and life stuff going on, but I have managed to sneak in a little bit of sewing. So what have I made recently? Well, if you have watched my past video, I'll try and link it up here, about my spring plans and sort of a new approach I was taking. I had put together like a shopping bag full of fabrics and patterns that I wanted to use up, and I was going to be tackling those projects, and I have done quite well so far on those. So the first thing that I made was a dress, and I used up this lovely pink and white striped French terry that I got from Adam Sews when he was doing a de-stash. And I made up this pattern, which is New Look 6449, and I wanted to make up a nice simple t-shirt dress that would be good for the summer, nice and easy to wear. And the reason I did this was I sort of wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit, that I don't really wear dresses. I've got one t-shirt dress similar to that, so I thought I'll have a go, put this fabric to good use because I love it. So I'm really pleased with how it came out. I did make a couple of really small changes to it. I felt that the neckline was going to be a little bit too wide for me, so I brought it in about an inch, I think, on the neckline there. I kept the depth the same, just brought it in a bit there. I also did the neckband with the stripes going vertically. I thought that's quite a nice little detail. I shortened the sleeves actually quite a lot, and this was quite interesting because I thought on the pattern they would come out like a normal t-shirt length, but they came out really long. And now, do you know what? Now I'm looking at it, I think I was actually meant to turn those sleeves up to make like a cuff, which I didn't really want to do, but I hadn't actually even noticed that. So I took out 4 inches. 4 inches seems like quite a lot even to do a cuff with, so they would have been quite a chunky cuff. So anyway, I just cut that off and did like a normal hem on them. And I added about an inch to the length of the dress. And I'm glad I did, because even doing like a small hem, it's still coming out above my knee. And I wanted it to be like on my knee. I don't like anything too short. So glad I lengthened it a bit. And then what I also did was I graded out by about ½ an inch, going from the waist to the hips to make sure that it was nice and roomy. And again, really glad I did, because I went for a size 14, which I usually do in big 4, big 5 patterns. And the size 14 is for a hip of 38. My hip's about 39, but I thought, oh, they're usually really generous, but perhaps they weren't as generous for this because it's a stretch pattern. So yeah, it came, even with the extra grading out to sort of a size 16, it's not like super loose around the hips, which, I mean, you can't really tell. That's the annoying thing when you don't have an actual model wearing it. You can't really tell the fit. But anyway, I'm glad I did, so that was all good. So that's that. And then I added the little label that I got from the little vending machine at Stitch Festival for Bornella fabrics. So that says Flower Power. So really cute, and I'm hoping I'll get to wear that a bit over the summer. And the next thing that I made was something that I think I've talked about this before in a previous vlog. I went into Uniqlo and saw that they had this really nice waffle knit sort of short sleeve t-shirt, but like a jumper kind of thing. And as luck would have it, I found some waffle knit fabric at the Stitch Festival. So I used the Tabitha t-shirt from Tilly and the Buttons to make up my own version of that. And I am really pleased with how this has come out. I will try and put photos in of me wearing all of these, and I'll try and hold the fabric up so you can see it there. It's this waffle knit fabric, good bit of stretch to it, and I have worn this and it's been through the wash and it's done pretty well in terms of the colour. The neckband I have used is just a navy, and the label says ISO for me. That's from Little Rosy Cheeks. Yeah, so really pleased with that. I think it's sort of like a smart-ish t-shirt, so I could wear that to work. Only trouble is, all my work trousers are navy, so navy might be a bit too dark. So maybe I'll have to make myself a pair of different coloured work trousers. So that is that. The next thing that I made two other things, and they're not garments. And the first one is something that I have wanted to make for quite a long time. And it is a little pot for my fabric scraps and bits like that, so I'm not sort of constantly dragging the bin round with me. This just sits on my sewing table now. And this is one of Adam Sew's recent patterns, and it is the pouchy pots. And what I love about this pattern is that it is really nice and sturdy because it uses foam inside. And I've never used that foam before, so I was a bit nervous about how to use it, but it was really, really easy. I bought the foam from Adam actually on his shop, and it's fusible, so you just iron it onto the fabric. Really straightforward. The instructions for this pattern are fantastic, really straightforward, really, really easy to understand, which is something quite important for me because I do get a bit confused by these kind of things. I'm much more comfortable with making garments than making these things, and I will show you inside that it is actually already being used because I've got lots of scraps in there. It's really useful. So I used this fabric on the outside, which was just some cotton I had left over from years ago from Rainbow Fabrics, and then a nice bright cheerful yellow, just a cotton that I had left over from a project. I've made the medium, the size medium, so you can see that's a really decent size to it, and it's got a nice bottom to it as well, and all of the seams are nicely enclosed. So yeah, lovely. And it feels like a bit of a shame to be using such a lovely pattern for just my scraps, but this is really something very useful for me. But yeah, you could obviously make them up for nicer uses than just like a little mini bin. So yeah, and I should also say that Adam did gift me this pattern, so thank you very much, Adam, for letting me test this out. I love it. Really, really useful. The next non-garment thing I made was something that I did really want. So I wanted to make myself a new makeup bag. The one I had before was sort of like a glittery fabric, and every time I went to open it, I ended up with glitter on my fingers, which wasn't really the look I was going for when I was putting on my makeup, a little bit of free glitter there. So I found this free tutorial on YouTube. I will link the YouTube tutorial down below. And what I love about this is the unusual shape to it. So it's got this curved edge to it where it's been boxed, sort of a boxy look, but quite unusual there. The fabric I used was a scrap I had left over from First for Fabrics when I made my Blanca flight suit. The little label is from Little Rosy Cheeks, and it says "Look for Glimmers," and I think that pink goes really well there. The zip was from Purple Stitches, and I got that in the Plymouth Frocktails goodie bag. Inside it's got lots of my makeup, and the lining is from Sew Eco Fabrics. And what I really like as well is they get you to do this little ribbon tab on the outside, which is great. Now, this was my first time using continuous zipper tape, and absolute saving grace was Sam from Sew Let's Sparkle with Sam's tutorial. Catherine from Soverton Makery also has a tutorial on how to attach it, and it just made it so easy. Literally, you trim off one side of the zipper tape, so you take away the tape but leave the actual zip teeth, and cut off the other bit, So you've got about 1 centimetre of just zipper teeth. You slot the zipper pull onto that bit, and then it just simply connects to the next bit. I'm not doing that any justice in terms of how to explain it, so do check out Sam's tutorial and Catherine's tutorials, because they are so easy to do. Found it really easy to do that tape when I've been putting it off for ages, thinking it was going to be really hard, but it wasn't at all. So love that. Really pleased with that, and I definitely want to make another one. I've made this in a canvas, sorry, not canvas, a denim, but the pattern does call for canvas, which is, you know, pretty much the same as denim. I was thinking I might make another one, maybe trying out the foam. I have to see how it goes with this bit, because that would cause quite a bit of bulk. But if you trim down the foam, it might turn out okay, actually, because I want to make one for my sister as well. Just lovely, really like that shape, and it came together really quickly. That's the satisfying thing, I think, about non-garment things, is they sew up generally quite quickly. It's quite a good quick fix. Right, I will now move on to what I am working on, and unlike me, I decided to cut out a few projects in one go. I felt kind of inspired just to have some projects on the go that I could pick up and work on here and there. And I don't really like doing that. I like to just work on one project, get it done. But this time I thought, I'm going to have a few on the go, and then that will probably push me to get through them. So the first thing I will share with you is the Fulton top. So I've got them all stored in these little project bags. And the Fulton top is by Love Notions. I have shared this on a previous vlog. I really like these button details here. And I have cut out the sparkly knit fabric that I got from Cloth Fox in Lymington, down in the New Forest. Now, I bought this fabric as a remnant, and because it was all rolled up, I didn't really have the opportunity to look at it really well. And what I noticed when I was cutting it out is the weave is a bit distorted. So normally, you know, you'd have the weave like that. Unfortunately, it's more like that, so it's quite twisted. It's a stretch fabric, so hopefully it'll be all right. And if nothing else, it will be a toile, won't it? So excuse the rustling. Just show you, if you haven't seen that vlog already, this is the fabric. It's got this lovely little sparkle on it. So that is all cut out and ready to go. I've also got cut out, this is from my shopping bag of plans, is a Simplicity S9707. And it's a nice loose fitting shirt, drop sleeves with a yoke on the back. It does also have a little pocket. And I have gone for View B, which is a sort of normal length shirt. It has got cuffs. I think the cuffs don't really open. I think they're a design feature, because I couldn't see where they want you to add a placket or anything. So have a look at that. And the fabric I'm using is this beautiful stretch linen, slight stretch to it, and there's lovely sky blue that I got from Stitch Festival, not this year, but the year before. Now, I only bought 1.5 meters of this, and actually no, I only bought 1 meter, I think, and because of that, I have had to cut out one of the yoke pieces in just a white cotton. So that will be the inside yoke, obviously. So just doing that with white, and literally I had scraps of fabric left after, so I really had to squeeze it out of the fabric. So that was that. And then the last thing that I am working on, I will try and spin the camera to show you, because I've got it up here, is this. It's an Anthea blouse by Anna Allen, and I'm making it up in this cobalt blue and white viscose fabric. So you can see I just need to attach the sleeves and hem it, put the buttons on, and I am done. So I'm not too sure about this one. I don't know if you ever have that, where you start making something and it's just like, oh, I don't think this is really what I thought it was going to be. It's not really getting me like I thought it would. So we'll see. I've had that fabric in my stash for at least, I think, a year. I got it towards the end of last summer, so I did want to get that made up. So I am glad that it's cut out and it's being made up. Right, let's move on to what I have been buying. And I had a bit of a weekend or a few days, probably because of the bank holiday and special offers that were going on. I got tempted to buy some things. So first off was Legend Textiles. Now, they weren't running any kind of offer. I don't know why it popped into my head to go to Legend Textiles website and have a look, but it did, and I was tempted. And the first one I got was this lovely Ponte Roma in this black and white splodges. It's got a nice sort of texture to it. The black, you can see, has got these sort of lines on it. Now, it's not very thick, and I have got in mind some joggers. I've got a pair of ready-to-wear joggers that have now got holes in the knees, so I need to patch those up, but I want to make something similar out of this. So I got 2 meters out of that rather, and it was really inexpensive, £4 a meter, something like that. So I hope to get those made up fairly soon, but famous last words, we'll see. Next, from Legend Textiles, I got this gorgeous viscose, which is a snakeskin viscose. Now, I think this is more of a viscose twill, not just a sort of standard viscose, because it is a little bit heavier. I got 2 meters of this. Let me try and open it up. This is the trouble with doing these kind of vlogs, is I open things up and make a right old mess afterwards. So here you go. This is it. So snakeskin, and I want to make a Lyra shirt out of that. I think that looked really cool, really smart for work as well. Very soft, and it's got a good weight to it, so it'll be warmer for the colder months, but it is viscose, so it shouldn't be sweaty or anything like that. Yeah, so lovely. And they did have that in stock quite a lot. Actually, did they tell you how much they've got in stock at Legend Textiles? Anyway, I'll link them both down below, so if you like the look of them, go and check that out. Next up, I follow So Eco Fabrics, which is run by the lovely Rosie on Instagram, and she posted that she was doing a little special offer discount over the bank holiday, so of course I was tempted to go and have a look. Now, I haven't actually opened this fabric yet, because what I really wanted to show you was how lovely the packaging is. So first of all, her packages arrive in these bags, which are fully biodegradable, so they will completely compost. You can put them in your food waste, so I love that. I thought that was great. And then lovely tissue paper with pretty little stickers on it, so excuse the rustling. So here we go. Whoop. A lovely little postcard. She says, "Thank you again, Tania. Beautiful choice. Little freebie inside for you." Oh, wow. Thank you, Rosie. That's really kind. And I love these labels. I have some of these labels, and I'm actually rationing them because I like them so much. They are by So Anonymous, and they say, "Good things take time." And they are made of like a nice cotton label there. So thank you so much, Rosie. That's really kind of you. And this is the fabric, which I love. So nice. Now, I can't actually remember how much of this fabric I bought, but I have bought it to make a pair of bob pants out of. Which reminds me, I need to tell you about my bob pants that I've made recently. And it's gorgeous. It's this gingham, but if you look closely, it's got hearts. They're upside down. So we spin that round. So lovely blue and navy. Really pretty, and all of her fabrics are organic and sustainably sourced fabrics, so you pay a bit extra but you really get amazing quality, and you know that they've come from a good source. So lovely, and I really like that colour. I'm always drawn to navy, as you will see when I tell you about my bob pants. I love navy. I need to stop making so much navy, but this has got a little bit of navy, but lighter blue as well. So really, really pleased with that. So before I mention the last thing that I've bought, I'll tell you about my bob pants. I'll insert a picture of me wearing them here. Now, I can't show you the actual pants or trousers because they are in the wash because they got wet in a puddle the other day. But the bob pants are by Style Arc. I am sure you have heard of them because they were very popular. I think last year they were quite popular. I heard lots of people talking about them, but they've been around for quite a while. And I love them. They are so comfortable. I thought I would have to make adjustments to the rise because I've heard that the rise is a bit funny on the bob pants, but actually they fit spot on. No alterations needed at all. I can't remember the size I made, so I will insert the size somewhere on the screen. But I am a waist of 29 or 30 and hips of about 39, 40. And I made them up in a lovely super soft cotton flannel that I got from Pound Fabrics last year. And I didn't have enough to make the full length bob pants because the cotton was quite narrow. So I had to take a couple of inches off the length, and also the pocket bag, I had to make the front pocket bag piece out of just a cotton poplin that I had. I did have enough to do the back, which was good because the back piece tends to flash through a little bit more. So I will definitely be making the bob pants again. So comfortable. The cotton flannel is a little bit stiffer, so it gives a bit more structure. I think I'm probably going to try them next in the cotton that I've just shown you, which will be a little bit sturdier, but love them and I would really recommend them. I didn't use the instructions by Style Arc at all. I used the sew along by, I can't remember the name of the channel, but again, I will link it below. So I just used the video. In fact, I don't think I even watched the whole video because I think once you've made trousers a few times, you kind of know the process, and they're just a simple elastic waistband, so nothing too tricky to get your head around. What I would say though, and I knew this before I started making them and I completely forgot to make the alteration, is that the pocket bag is not attached to the waistband, so it just kind of hangs there loose inside, which is a little bit strange. And the pocket does start quite low down. And I have them really sitting on my waist, so quite high up. They are quite high-waisted, so it's unusual that the pockets are that low and they're not even secured to the waistband. So next time I will remember to raise the pockets and attach them, secure them to the waistband. But love them other than that. So the last thing that I have made, and I realise I've got over the 20-minute mark, so I need to hurry up a little bit, was from Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door. Now again, I haven't opened this, so excuse the rustling. And here we go, lovely pink tissue. Rustle, sorry. Now, I could not resist this fabric. I went onto Andrew's website and thought I'm going to treat myself to something. And as soon as I saw this fabric, I knew that was the one. Now, I've seen this fabric in a blue colourway. I think it was at Lamazi. And I thought, you know, I've got so much blue fabric. I do love blue a lot. I'm not going to get it. And I don't think I saw it in the pink at Lamazi. So here it is. Here it is. This beautiful bright pink fabric. It's coming out a bit paler on the camera. It is bright. It is similar to the colour of my t-shirt that I am wearing. So it's a sort of animal print. The backdrop is a sort of red, like a burgundy red with black and sort of like a peach colour going through it. And I love that. I bought 1.5 meters and I want to make an Anthea blouse out of it because I want a simple pattern that does the talking. I want a simple pattern so that the fabric can do the talking, and I think the Anthea blouse will be perfect for that. So I'll get that in the wash and get that made up soon. I have a feeling, Andrew, you didn't have too much left of this fabric, which is why I was really quick off the mark to get it. Sometimes I leave things in my basket and have a little think about it, but this one I did not want to let it slip through the net, so I got that. So if you want that one, I would be quick before it sells out. And she has included some very naughty treats. Oh my goodness. Those chocolates are my absolute favourite. Pink mice, white chocolate, they are my favourites. I think Becky was saying that on What Beck Sews. That kind of chocolate is her favourite, and it's my favourite too. Really reminds me of going into like sweet shops when you were little and the big jars of sweets. And then I also asked Andrea to include a matching thread, so I ordered that. So she has perfectly matched that for me. So brilliant. Thank you very much, Andrea. Lovely. And then there's her little thank you card there as well. Okay, right. That is me done for now. Sorry, this has been quite a long video. My throat is starting to feel a little bit sore from all that talking. So if you are still here, thank you. Amazing. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already and you do happen to like what you have seen today, please do consider subscribing and hitting the like button. It really, really does help channels to get pushed out there. It is free to do, and just hit the like, subscribe, and it really, really helps. So I would love to hear if you have got any purchases or shops that you have been visiting lately. I really like discovering new fabric shops or new small businesses. I think it's really important to support independent businesses to help them get the word out there, because we all know it's tight out there at the moment, isn't it? There's not much money going around, so businesses need all the support they can get. So if you can recommend any small businesses in the chat, that's lovely. And then hopefully people will read through the comments and get ideas as well. So yes, be wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for rambling on for so long, and I hope to see you next time. In the meantime, happy sewing and take care. Bye.